Okay.
Hi, and welcome to Tea Transitions, the podcast for women building a life abroad. I'm Rose Davenport.
Hi, I'm Farah Baker. We're here for the unfiltered truth, the victories, the setbacks, and the joys of your journey of change.
And here at Tea Transitions, it is a podcast that shares emotional and cultural and personal journeys of women navigating major life changes, from relocation and identity shifts to career pivots and more. Inspired by my own personal move from Singapore to America 25 years ago, I created Tea Transitions as a space to amplify the resilience and untold stories of women worldwide.
So, whether you are fresh or finding your way, you are in the right place.
Mhm.
We are happy to welcome our guest for today, Zarina. Hi, Zarina.
Hi,
Welcome.
Farah.
How are
Thank
you?
you.
Welcome.
Good.
Excellent.
Um, Thank you,
We
Rose.
Of course. So
we
without further ado, we want to hear a little bit about you and your transition to America. Have at it.
All right. First of all, of course, I'd like to thank Rose and Farah. It's an honor to be here today.
Mhm.
And thank you to T Transition for creating this beautiful platform where women can share their stories. Just like you, Rose, I've lived here in the US for about 25 years.
Mm.
My husband, who's also a Singaporean, started working in the city after graduation. So I left my family and friends uh, a few days after my wedding ceremony and moved to New York City.
Wow.
Uh, yeah. I mean, it was a smooth transition. However, that was the winter of
Oh
2000.
God, I remember.
Uh, oh yeah. So you know how anxiety this city girl is tropical from tropics to New York City in the middle of winter. Of course, there were anxiety as
Hmm.
I moved to my new home. And uh, what to add to that, my husband had to leave a day after I moved. He had to go to
Mhm,
LA for, he had to leave to LA for the Latin Grammy Awards back then in
mhm.
2000. Yeah, so I was alone in a Big Apple, all by myself. Yeah.
In winter.
Yes, exactly.
That
Uh,
is quite must have been quite a shock to your system.
it was, but thankfully, I mean, New York City, I mean, I know it wasn't that scary because it's another big city, and I was there the year before. I was there a
Mhm.
year before, but it was summer. So it was
Hmm.
like, okay, here I am back again, but this time around it was winter. So
Winter. Yeah.
yeah. So of course,
So
yes,
besides moving to another city, right?
right.
Were you able to recall then some of the biggest cultural differences or surprises you face within that first couple of months settling down?
Oh yeah, indeed, of course. One of the things that I will remember till today is that, you know, even though we speak English, I was like, okay, it's
Hmm.
fine. Everything's gonna be fine. You're in this big city, another big city, just like Singapore metropolitan. However, I have to remember that I'm from Singapore. We have this accent, you know, the way I talk till today. I've been here for 25 years, but
Yeah.
we still have that little, you know, accent where it's a
Yeah.
mix of Malay. So my thing was that when this one day I went to post office and I speak English, but the clerk on the other side of the window, she yelled at me, raised her voice,
What?
Mhm.
and and demanded I speak English and speak up. So
Ah.
so can you imagine like this brave Singaporean? Yeah, nothing's gonna stop me. I'm fine in New York City. But there I was, shocked in the middle of a crowded post
What did you
office.
do?
I kind of said, okay, I'll be back. And then I left that post office, sat at a corner, believe it or not, but I ended up crying. And I was like,
Oh,
what what just happened? Like,
mm,
Yeah.
you know, what just happened? You would think like, oh yeah, I got everything all set, but these are little things that you're not prepared for.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So I actually cried, but it's all by
Was
myself.
was that
Yeah.
your first bout with racism?
I would think so. I mean, I don't like to say it that way, but I would think so
Mm.
because even though I speak English, like I said, we speak English from Singapore, but
Yeah.
she just yelled and she said, "Can you speak English loudly, clearly?" I was
Mm.
like, "Oh my."
May I ask, what's the ethnicity of that person?
Well, she's Caucasian, and
Mm.
I live in. I can't even mention where I
Farah,
live. And I live in Upper East Side, so
yeah,
majority, yeah. So,
excuse me.
but so there was a initial shock for me. No matter
Mm.
how prepared you are, like
Yeah.
okay, yeah. So, but
Mm.
then the lesson that I learned on that day, I have to share, is that I decided this is it. Even though if I don't understand what people said, I don't know where I'm going, I have to pretend or be brave.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm.
that's how I got up from that. I was like, you know what? Wipe those tears, get
Mm.
up,
Mm.
and just yeah, stay strong. And
Mm.
On that
Now
same
you.
topic,
Mm.
living in the US, I am sure have impacted your identity on the same topic, right?
yeah,
Impact your identity as a woman, as a mother, and a person with faith. I'm curious, how did you overcome all of this? What did you do to yourself, for
right.
yourself?
For myself. Okay. On
Yeah.
that day, I guess during that time, my daughter was not in the picture yet. So I took time. I mean, 4 years later than she was born. I think what calmed me down or comfort me is the fact that I know it is actually my faith.
Mm,
People always think that, oh, you live in America, things gonna change, you're gonna be, whatever it is. But I think at the end of the day, you feel that things happen for a reason. And with that in my mind, I actually became, well, closer to God. In this case, is of course Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
yeah.
And
Mm.
I just found a creative path for myself. I don't know how to put it, but
Mm,
Mm.
I found myself closer to my faith when I moved to New York City. The ironic part of it, I think that's what
Mm.
it is. Yeah,
Mm. That is interesting because we've heard that as well from
mhm.
other
Yep.
guests on the show that when you leave your hometown, you either become closer to your own traditions or your faith. It's very interesting that
Yeah.
change that happens. Now, your husband travels a lot for work, so you were left alone a lot on your own. How did you navigate that? In I know it's a big city, it's easy to get around. There's the metro, but I'm talking about you being by yourself
Hmm.
in a new country, even though you're married, but because he traveled so much, how do you manage that?
so that again, I am happy that in spring that same year, I actually met a Malaysian family.
Mm.
So when he was away, yes, I was alone, but when I do laundry, I just meet people, I talk to neighbors. But when that spring, I met a Malaysian family,
Mm-hmm.
and and I guess the rest was history because she introduced me to the community, the Malaysian community in New York City, and then
Mm-hmm.
she invited my husband and I, of course, even for me, to events like the Eid, the Ramadan, and everything
Mm-hmm.
in the Malaysian consulate. I guess
Mm-hmm.
that's something that I'd be thankful for, that my transition. I mean, I we moved to New York City, so yeah, so I actually felt like home again at
Mm-hmm.
during
Good.
yeah, in April. So yeah, and knowing that my husband is away, I mean, I thought, I'm like, okay, of course, when you were alone, you're like, okay, how am I gonna survive if he's away? But within that short period when I get to spend time with them actually. So I feel like I'm home again. And she loves to cook. So I eat Malaysian food. I mean, I
Yeah.
eat rice. Yeah, so I have no problem. So
But
that
were
was a
you
blessing.
already a good cook after living in New York?
so here's the thing. If that's one thing that
Then,
I
then,
learned,
then, we all want to
then
hear
yeah,
that.
oh yeah. If that's what if that's one thing that I should have known before I moved is to learn how
Uh-oh.
to cook. It's maybe something
Yeah.
like yeah, like what's one thing that you should know? Or people say, what do you think I should do before I move?
Mm-hmm.
Learn how to cook.
I
No,
have to
yeah,
admit
you are right.
the same.
Because
Yeah,
the food actually gives you a lot of comfort, a lot
exactly.
more comfort than you think, and it's one of
Exactly.
the yeah. And I'm
Agree.
glad you found your community, but I think from finding your community is where you then feel more grounded to New York City. And you have lived in New York City ever since you've arrived?
No, actually, during these 25 years, I
Mm-hmm.
actually moved to, well, here it is, to Pennsylvania,
Uh-huh.
when my daughter was 1 years old. Now,
Okay.
now that's when my adventure, I would say that's when my adventure starts because
Do tell.
it's a
Mm-hmm.
totally new lifestyle,
Mm-hmm.
the suburbia, the
Mm-hmm.
suburban lifestyle.
Yes.
Yeah, that's when my adventure starts actually. So
Mm-hmm.
I we leave there because of his job. The company merged and stuff. So I moved to Yardley, Pennsylvania, and
Mm-hmm.
I have to drive everywhere. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like,
Yeah.
I can't walk. I mean, from Singapore to New York City. Now suddenly I'm in Pennsylvania. Like, I can't cross the street. No,
Mm-hmm.
I have to drive everywhere. And
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
also, I would say it's a new chapter because I was a young mother. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
my daughter was one. So yeah, I have to be if I was independent then, and I was lucky that I met a group of Malaysian family back then, here I
Mm-hmm.
am back to square one. I'm alone.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm.
this is when it's like get me like, oh my God, I'm a new environment,
Mm.
I'm by myself. So
Where did you
What
get
were
that
the
confidence?
challenges? Yeah.
sorry.
What were the challenges in Pennsylvania that you did not face in New York City?
The challenges was A, of course, I don't know anybody. And
Mm-hmm.
B, I couldn't get by then, all my food stock that I brought from Singapore is all long gone. All my,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And I
Oh.
don't, yeah, of course. I don't know where the nearest Asian store was,
Mm-hmm.
right? I have no Malay friends. And that's something like, yeah, I mean, of course, when my daughter was that age, we go play group and play dates and whatnot. But
Mm-hmm.
it's different. At the end of the day, it's like, where are my friends at where I can eat using my hands?
Mm-hmm.
Where are my friends that I can talk about whatever, like I mean the
Mm-hmm.
local things that I used to do. And that's something
Mm-hmm.
that I really missed. And like, oh
Mm-hmm.
my God. Yeah, so it was a challenge. And after when my husband was away, it just got more challenging because I live in a bigger house, which I'm not used to.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I grew up in an apartment in Singapore. You know how it is. I grew up in Singapore. In New York, I live in a shoebox apartment, but still I'm happy. It's a good neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Mm-hmm.
suddenly here I am living in a house, in a house,
Mm-hmm.
all these places, I mean, surrounded by nothing but greeneries and farms and whatnot. So I'm like, okay.
So
So I think that
where
I
does
mean,
that
yeah.
confidence come from?
My confidence would be, you know what? I have a daughter.
Mm,
I have a daughter. I cannot be scared. I can't tell
Mm-hmm.
her, look, I have to be brave,
mm,
right? And of course, once again, your faith comes in. She doesn't
Mm-hmm.
need to know that I am so scared to drive around that
yeah.
farm.
Mm-hmm.
GPS comes in handy, but I always say
Mm-hmm.
redirection,
Yeah.
reroute. You know how that
Yes.
is,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Mm.
But the thing is, I guess all these experience kinds of built a new
Your
you, I'd
character.
say. Yeah,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
character,
Yep.
independent, you
Yep.
become more vocal. Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
think that's it.
Then how do you then stay connected to your roots while embracing another chapter from New York to Pennsylvania, having to do everything all over again to restart and reaching out to or seeking out to your own community? How, what did you do to get your roots connected with all of that?
Right. Of course, first is to keep myself sane. I have to be in touch with my family and friends in Singapore through, of course, social media back then, or we used to have a camera where we talk.
Mm,
just to speak Malay, just to let out everything.
yeah.
But I'm very thankful that I actually found this website. I'm not sure whether people it still exists. It's called Rantawan.
Mm,
Right. So through that website, I actually, actually found two Malaysian who lives, well, not that close, but like a 10-minute drive away from us.
mhm,
So we kind of get connected. So that's how it starts. And then
Mm,
mm,
to top that, I have a girlfriend from Singapore who moved to Virginia, and
mm,
she reached out to me, and I was like, "Oh my God, it just gets better." Yeah, you know.
ah,
Yeah, so she reached out and then she said, "Hey, we have a big community here in Virginia." And she actually, I think they started a group back
mhm,
then with all these Singaporean ladies. And
mm,
she invited me, and she even hosted a National Day, Singapore National Day in her house in Virginia, and we took that
mm,
advantage. We visited her and met a group of ladies there.
mm. Now, it seems that you have the need to be connected to your people, so that grounds you and root you in your culture, in your traditions, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. Now, does your daughter feel the same way? Since she
Yes.
was born and bred in the US.
Right. She felt, I mean, yes, she shared the same feeling as me,
Mm,
where she finds comfort hanging out with the aunties. Well,
mm,
everybody is her auntie.
yeah.
yeah.
She feel comfortable that
Mhm,
when she sees me happy, and I mean, she enjoys it whenever she's surrounded by
mm,
aunties. I guess we have a lot of friends, yes, non-Malays, but uh,
mm,
it's just different.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't mean they're any less friend than my Malay friends or my
mm,
Singaporean friends.
Mm-hmm.
mhm,
Yeah, yeah,
mm. Now you are back in New York City now, and your daughter has grown and is in college, I think, and
yes.
you are back to working right now,
Oh yeah,
and you are a trainer. Tell
yes.
us about that.
You can call me a late bloomer if you like. People
Hey,
used to call me,
better
oh,
better late than never.
exactly, exactly. So what happened is that, of course, once again, it's my husband's career that brought us back to the city.
Mm,
So it happened about 12 years ago. We moved back to the city, and by then my daughter is older, so she's busy with her things, and I decided to spend more me time, and that's when I frequent the gym.
mm,
And I found a great joy. I feel happy. I feel like a happier person. I have full of energy, and I decided that hey, maybe I should start somewhere, you know. So I started.
mm,
I get certification, and I become a group fitness instructor. It's been 5 years
mm.
now. Yeah,
Congrats.
right.
Yeah,
Thank
And you
you.
I
Thank
see
also
you.
your
run
videos.
marathon. She does
Not
marathon too.
no, not a marathon just yet. But what happened? So yeah. So besides teaching classes, I was like, you know what? On it was actually on my 50th birthday that I decided to kind of challenge myself. So
Mm,
we decided to start. I decided to start running and cycling again.
mm.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
No,
So
it's excellent that, for listeners out there, especially in the US, where a lot of times one parent has to give up their jobs to be at home with the kids, that you can restart and find yourself again at a later age. Zarina is one fine example of that. Find something that you enjoy and
And
look.
only
She's
because they're an empty nester. I can attest to
yeah,
that. Once you're
yeah,
an empty nester, you're like looking around, okay, I have all the time. Nobody else to
yes,
babysit. We can take care
yeah.
of us.
right. No,
That's
but also,
great.
but
Mhm,
also one thing is also because my husband doesn't travel that much. He changed. It's a career change for him.
mhm,
So he's local now. So he's local now. So and it's time for me to
mhm.
to just create that time for myself. It's like yes, it's me time now. I reach my prime.
That's
Now,
awesome.
I see that you are very much into the arts in New York. I see you going to a lot of museums, exhibitions. You are, I would say, involved as a spectator and a participant in that sense, what would you tell people to come and see if they come to New York?
First, in New York, there are so many free activities to do. So if, of course, I'm biased here, but if you have to choose one museum, I definitely recommend the Metropolitan Arts Museum of Arts. That's one great museum to start. You would take hours there or even days,
Mm.
but that's something. But then again, um, there's so many activities that because there are five boroughs, so there are activities around that people can do. It's just a matter of whatever they like. You can also go just for a walking tour in the neighborhood, old neighborhood, or if you like all those like places that you've seen on TV, like Sex in the City. They
Mm-hmm.
have
Mm,
those kind of tours. It depends on what you like. There's so many things that you can do here. Um, it's just a matter of what you like to do. I'm sure you can find something. But of course, if you feel like working out, you can always hook up with me, which I'm more than happy to share my Instagram because I do give free classes as well.
mm,
Nice.
Actually, yes, because I work with the Parks and Recreation. It's a free program for the community in the morning. So if you are
mm.
That will
New
be good
York,
if you can share the link, that
I
information to
will.
me so that I can include that
Excellent.
when we launch your episode so that the community or whoever that's going into New York, if they want to join you as a tourist, I'm sure they would love to connect with you directly and get that going.
Sure, of course, absolutely. I would love to have them. I've had guests from around the world. I had people from
Nice.
Poland who joined me, from Dubai, from Singapore. So
Mm.
yes, I will be happy to share my Instagram. And if you feel like working out in New
And
York
maybe
City,
we'll make a plan. Some of the ladies from Virginia. Hello, we talk about going up to New York and visit
that'd be very
little
Yes.
that'd be very
Italy.
nice. That'd be very nice. So your ideal, I can even plan your itinerary for you. You can start
Done.
working.
Consider it done.
You guys can always, what we can do, we can always have a workout with me and then walk a little bit and then I'll bring you to nice places to eat, whatever that you like. We have
Excellent.
Ooh, that sounds like a great
not
weekend.
exactly.
Yeah.
You have if you want Italian for breakfast, you want Indian for lunch. Hey, it's all set.
That sounds
Now,
like a
after
good
being,
plan.
yeah, now after being in the US for 25 years, is that
Mhm.
home?
Right now, yes, it is. I feel comfortable here. I feel that I can express myself. I feel cozy, safe here.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, this is home for me. But having said that, that doesn't mean that I forget where I was born, which who I still visit every other year.
Mm-hmm.
Every other year, we still visit Singapore.
Mm-hmm.
Which that is a good segue to ask this question since you transition yourself twice now back to New York with the content of Tea Transitions focusing on women's journey. May I
Mhm.
ask, what does Tea Transitions mean to you personally?
Oh, that's an interesting question. Let's see. For me, tree transition, let's say. Um, some living in the city, everything is a fast pace.
Mm.
In the morning you're here, you're there. For me, I have three classes every day here and there. For me, tea transition, the word that really stands out for me is the word tea. So having a cup of tea, like what I'm having right now,
Ah,
I drink a lot of green tea,
Mm-hmm.
even though I'm not a cat lover, but my family wants to have cats, but I just indulge them with cat merchandise for now.
did you just say the green tea? You were
What's
having green
that?
tea? Is
Yes.
that green tea? Awesome.
Yes, it is. Yes, yes. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so see, I've sidetracked already. Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
having tea kind of calms me down and
Mm.
it helps me to just sit down, reset,
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
um, and ready to face the challenge that comes
Mm-hmm.
um, tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's what it is for me. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
so that's what it is. Yeah, yeah. I
Mm.
just
And speaking of tea, if you could invite a woman, past, present, or future for tea, who would it be and why?
wow. At this point, I'm not going to cry, but of course, I would like to have tea with my mom. Uh,
Oh.
I know I haven't seen her for two
Mm-hmm.
years and I kind of
Uh-huh.
missed her. I just like to have a nice hot cup of tea with her and
There you
just
go.
catch up and talk.
Yep.
It's just
Mm,
different. You know, people always think that you are abroad, women abroad, they are so independent, and
Yeah.
especially in New York City, you have everything. But like I always tell people, you have everything in New York City from
Mhm.
food and everything else, but you do not have your parents here. So
That's
yeah.
right. That's
Mm-hmm.
right.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
That goes to show what is most important to you,
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
right?
Like you said
Mm-hmm.
earlier, I like to have my friends. Yes, I like to have my local friends. Yes, to me, family is first. So, I mean, yep, I have everything here,
Mm-hmm.
but I wish, of course, to have tea with my mom and just talk
Mm.
That's very good.
and
Very good
spill some
story.
teas. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. That hits home.
Yes, of course,
Absolutely.
of course, of course.
Mm,
Absolutely. And
mm,
if you were to be given a chance today with what you have gone through in life, the hurdles, those challenges of being alone in new
Mm.
places, what would be the advice that you'd like to share with women out there who are thinking of going through similar transactions in their life, um, either going for career with spouse or just to recce these countries on their own? What's the best advice you think you can get or you can give to these ladies in preparation for them to take that journey?
I think if the person is single
Mm,
and wish to set a new journey for herself, my advice is to move to a country where you understand the language.
mm,
That's very important. I mean, do your research, obviously.
mm,
Um, Choose a country that you understand the language or you feel that you think you're going to feel comfortable or blending into the custom and tradition.
mhm,
Uh, that way you can concentrate on your mission of traveling rather than thinking, oh, am I going to be
yeah,
safe in that country? You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So
mm,
I think that's very important because sometimes
it
people are
is.
like, okay, they just maybe just pick, oh, blindly, oh, I want to move this and that. But if you're not able to speak the language, even for me, I can speak English, but
Mm-hmm.
when you come to a certain English speaking country, they might not understand you or so they
mm,
right? So
mm,
I think it's very important that you choose, for me, language is very important. And then, of course, do your research.
mhm,
If you were to move with your husband, it's also good to arm yourself with some kind of skill.
Yeah.
Have a backup plan, like at least have an idea what you wanted to do. You don't have to depend. Yes, you move with your husband, but have a plan so that you feel your time
Yeah.
and you
mm,
feel that it doesn't matter. Some people like myself, we start life at 50. I mean, your path at 50.
Mm-hmm.
So
mhm,
I think that's what it is. Always have a plan if you were to
mm,
move with your spouse or family.
That's a
mhm,
really good advice.
Yeah,
And
I
with
think that's
technology
thank you.
available right now, it's on your fingertip versus back
Ex
then, 25, 35 years ago, you're juggling with paper print, to find your way in and out. But yeah, well, this has been a very lively, enlightening conversation. Thank you for sharing your stories. Nice to have you here. Thank you for squeezing your hectic schedule to join us.
No problem. Thank you so much for having
Thank you,
me.
Zarina.
Of
Thank you,
course.
So,
Farah.
listeners, if today's episode resonated with you in any way, please hit subscribe, leave us a quick comment below, or share it with a friend. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. If you would like to be a guest, please DM or email us at hello@ttransitions.com. Here, every story matters. And we're so glad you, Zarina, is a part of this space, as well as you listeners. Please take care, be kind, and keep showing up for yourself. Till the next conversation, take care.
Thank you,
Bye.
Zarina. We'll see you again.
Thank you. Thank
in
you.
the next
Thank you for
episode,
having
guys.
me.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Of
Thank you
course.
for having me. All right. Hope to see you guys.
Bye.